Okay, so I'm going to do a video now, a slightly more vigorous sun salutation. There's a video of a more gentle version that is in this playlist. You can find that if you like. If you haven't done sun salutations before, you could try the more gentle version first, see how it fits, and decide if you want something a little bit more spicy, um, meaning more fire, more heat. um, and that's what this one is. It's not going to be like crazy. You're not going to probably pour sweat or anything like that, but it is definitely, more muscle engagement, just a little more vigorous. And this will be really kind of, again, tuned into our yoga and recovery theme here. Yoga in its way of supporting us in recovery from substance abuse, addiction, alcoholism, whatever that looks like for you. And so in that sense, while this is a more physical, more, I hate to use the word athletic, but a kind of more athletic version of a sun salutation, again, the core focus is on internal sensation. It's on noticing breath, moving with your breath, staying really in the moment, and feeling all the sensations that are kind of arising in your body. And from in that way, whatever part of your body starts to call your attention, trust that there's a reason for that. That your body is saying, oh, your knees hollering, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. There's a reason for that. So in a sense, you're just like a listener to your body when you do this work. Notice, of course, if anything is painful, like particularly painful, you stop, right? We always stop when it hurts. It can be uncomfortable, and you start to differentiate between the two. Because obviously, as far as substance abuse goes, a lot of times when we were uncomfortable, we would drink or use or do some damaging behavior to deal with that uncomfortable sense. So yoga in this way supports us by, like, you will probably be uncomfortable from time to time. And you're like, you're saying, okay, this is uncomfortable, but it's good for me. And I'm going to stick with it for this sort of predetermined amount of time. Maybe it's a breath, maybe it's 8 breaths, maybe it's 6 sun salutation sequences, maybe it's 10 minutes, whatever that boundary is or the guideline. You be okay with being a little uncomfortable. It's for your greater good. It's healing, right? When you go through that, that uncomfortable sense will hopefully improve over time. A lot of the stuff that we find uncomfortable, it's just because we haven't used our body in this way. We haven't held a pose for so long, or whatnot. So you get through that uncomfortable, and then you've really achieved something. Just in that little bit, it might just be a few seconds, but you achieve something, and you take all those small wins when you can find them. And again, differentiate between like pain because you're getting harmed, right? Versus it's just not my favorite thing in the world. I don't want to do right now. Okay, very different things. So, and that is totally internal. Um, and that's actually the kind of thing, if you wanted to like set up a time, we could talk one-on-one, either in person or on Zoom or whatever. We could talk a lot more about that, like how that relates to you specifically, right? What does it mean to you, or what does it feel like to you to be uncomfortable? And we could look at the work and the poses. I try to give alignment cues that are geared towards keeping the practice safe for your joints and your body. So if you feel like maybe you're doing a pose and it's like really uncomfortable and you can't seem to get through it, it might be an alignment problem, or it might be, if your shoulder is limited in a certain way, we have to find a way to work around that. So that's kind of the second level. That's what makes an intermediate yogi versus a beginning yogi. The intermediate yogi is the one who can understand what's going on, listen to their body, and respond and adjust the work to suit what they need, like what's best for you, for your body today or for the rest of your life. That's the distinction. It's not like how hard of a pose you can do, how long you can stay in a headstand, or how flexible you are. You can do these crazy kind of party trick poses. That's not what makes you a intermediate or a more advanced yogi, right? It's knowing how to have the work be right for you. That's where the maturity really starts to come into it. Okay, so I've talked enough. We're going to start with a sun salutation. And again, every teacher, every studio, at least around here, in my experience, they all have different versions of sun salutations. They change over time. It might be a little different from day to day, depending on what's going on. This one's good for, cold, particularly cold weather. It's raining where I am right now. It's cold. So it builds some heat in the body. So you might choose to do this in a time when you need to build heat. Whereas if it's you're in Phoenix in the middle of summer, maybe you don't need to build any heat. Maybe you want to do a cooling practice. Anyway, we'll talk more about that as time goes on. So here we go. So I'm going to come to the top of my mat. I'll keep facing you for the moment. Then just coming into, Tadasana, right? So feet firmly rooted on the floor, toes are spread nice and wide. That's a great one you can practice all the time. It's just kind of getting some space between your toes. And arms are down by side. Maybe gently bend the knees just for the moment. Kind of like you're stamping, something down, stamping down grapes with your feet. You start to rise up by pushing down through the feet. And get a nice tall spine, chin lightly tucks. And right here, feeling into your breath. It's a great moment to set an intention. You might say, oh, I'm going to do 8 sun salutations. I'm going to do 6. I'm going to do 12. Set your intention now, and we can talk more about that too. So what I think my intention here is going to be to do 2 rounds, kind of slowly, really explaining things as we go. And then a couple rounds at just sort of my normal pace, which is not going to be your normal pace necessarily, but probably won't be that far off. So here we are. So the intention's set. I'm feeling into the floor. I'm feeling the lift from the ground up. Noticing my breath. And then getting ready to begin. Now I do have some blocks here. Maybe the first round I'll show you with blocks as a support, and the second round we'll just go straight to the floor. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, big fold forward. I'm just take my hands to the blocks in this case. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, I'm going to step back with the left leg. Keep that left heel up off the floor, right knee bends. I'm going to rise up, arms up, 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 up. Exhale, I'm going to twist, left elbow to right knee. Bringing palms together, maybe, twisting there. Inhale, arms swing back up, facing front of mat. Exhale, need to move the blocks out of the way. Hands to the floor, and step into plank. Holding here. Just for the inhale. Exhale, lower. You can go all the way to your belly, or you can kind of roll forward onto the tops of your feet for an upward facing dog. Now, if you go to your belly, you push into a baby cobra. I'm going to roll back over the toes towards kind of a plankish shape, but as I'm finding my way to downward facing dog, knees can stay definitely bent. Take a breath, maybe 2, maybe 3. We stepped back with the left foot first, so I'm going to pick up the left foot now on the inhale. Step the left foot forward. Rise up, lunging on this side. Inhale, exhale, twist, elbow to knee. Inhale, out of the twist. Exhale, hands to floor, step back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, soften your knees if you like, and sweep your arms all the way up. Palms come together, maybe look up to your hands. Exhale, draw hands to heart. So that was a pretty slow motion, cycling through it one time. This is, it's got the crescent lunge, as we call it. That's that lunge with the heel off the floor and a twist. So it requires a little more skillful action, right? That's a balance pose, more or less. It's not a super challenging one, but it's definitely a balance pose. And when you bring the twist into it, your kind of eyes are going all over the place, right? So, yeah, so that's one time. I'll go through on the second time without the blocks, just so you can see that. And we do that thing where you're lowering to your belly, Either go halfway down, which is called chaturanga. It can be very challenging for some people and can be taxing on the joints. So, you do it in moderation, with intention, paying attention. You can always just go slowly lower to your stomach and just do a cobra, right? Elbows in, heart lifts. It's a nice little back bend there. Okay, so here we go. And I'll step back with the right foot first this time, just for kind of balance the work. Inhaling up and gazing up to the palms. Exhale, big fold forward, Uttanasana. Hands to floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step the right foot back. Inhale, coming up, lunge, crescent lunge. Exhale, twist, elbow to knee. Left shoulder coming back over right, eyes to the floor. Inhale, rise up again. Exhale, hands to floor. Step back, plank pose. Rise in your plank for your inhale, and then choose, go to your belly or to go into chaturanga. Chaturanga, right? We tip forward a little bit, come halfway down, and then we roll across the toes to the tops of the feet. And rolling back across the toes, pressing back, downward facing dog. Make some adjustments if you need to. Right foot, step back first this time, so I'm going to bring it forward. Inhale, lift the right foot, step it forward, rise up, lunge, low hips, reach up fingertips, exhale, twist, elbow to knee. Gaze towards the floor for balance. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to the floor, step your feet together, halfway lift, deeply fold. Soft knees, rise up, hands to heart. Okay. So there's the second round. Noticing I alternated which foot. Step back first. Again, we don't want to create a lot of biases in our work. So whatever we do on one side, we do on the other. So now this is where, like, if you'd chosen to do, 2 or 4 or whatever, you just kind of keep going. So I'm going to do 2 more sessions, each side once, and moving more at like my pace, right? Which, I think talking and doing it, I'm already getting a little winded, so it might be a little quicker. But you follow your own breath, and you don't, it's kind of funny because you're not like trying to be all yoga-like, right? And breathe slow, right? You want to let your body breathe the way it wants to breathe. If you ever feel like you're panicky, like you're not getting enough air, you stop and catch your breath, or you change your work to breathe okay. All right. So it can happen pretty quick as you start to breathe. All right. Or it might stay slow. Who knows? It could go a million ways, and it might change from day to day. Okay. So here we go. I'm just going to cycle through 2 times. Here we go. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Left foot steps back. Inhale into my crescent lunge. Heart comes forward. Exhale, twist. Right shoulder stacks over left. Inhale up. And exhale, plank pose. Inhale, exhale. Coming down into our back bend on the inhale. And then flipping toes, go back to downward facing dog. Hold down dog for a breath cycle. Knees can stay bent, like I said. Right foot comes off the floor. Nope, my bad. Left foot comes off the floor. Step forward. Inhale, lunge, left side. Exhale, twist. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to floor, feet together. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Soft knees. Rise on your inhale and draw hands to heart. Right into the next one. Inhale, back up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Right foot steps back. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. Inhale up, exhale, plank. Inhale, and then exhale. If you go to your belly, it looks like this. Inhale into a cobra, elbows in. Exhale out. Inhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. Knees can stay bent. Holding here. When you're ready, inhale, right foot up. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift and rise. Exhale, twist. Inhale, up. Exhale, fingertips down, feet together. Halfway lift, deeply fold. Soft knees, sweep and rise. And draw hands to heart. And breathing here. And just notice, how's your heartbeat? How's your breath? What sensations are present in your body now? Maybe coming more to Tadasana with arms down by side. Rising up through the crown of the head. Okay. And so yeah, this is more demonstration video, not like a full practice video. If you're looking for, a 45-minute, hour-long practice, I have some other ones on the site, on YouTube, or wherever you're seeing it. Might be on my website. This is more demonstration and explanation and a little spot to talk about things. So suppose you did all your sun salutations and you're done, okay? If you did a bunch, maybe your heart's beating, you might have broken a little bit of a sweat, you'd probably want to go into Shavasana and just lying on your back, and let everything go. And, my teacher has a wonderful image for that of, letting everything settle down like leaves to the bottom of a pond. Really, when you're on your back, you're just letting everything kind of sink and settle and soften. And that is preferred, right? Ending in Shavasana is almost ideal for almost like every practice practically. Other options would be if you wanted to go put your legs up a wall. So in that case, you would scooch your hips right up to the baseboard of a wall and swing your legs up, which is great, especially if you have back stuff. It's a really refreshing kind of pose for draining fluid from the legs, supporting the back, the low back. It's great for the hips. There's other videos on my site here that show that. So now if you can't, it's hard to say can't. For whatever reason, you really don't want to do a 3-minute Shavasana, which I think you should. The other option is to end in Tadasana and do some kind of like a standing meditation. So arms are down by side, or maybe hands at heart. Let's just do that one for right now. Hands at heart. And again, bend the knees. Imagine you're squishing something under your feet, pressing down, feeling that lift, that rise up. You might also feel like there's like a little tuft of hair on the top of your head, and you're just kind of like getting pulled upwards. You have nice, tall spine, tall posture, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Chin is gently tucked, not like overly tucked necessarily, right? Just lightly tucked. And feeling your breath. And if you're just standing, it might be for a minute or two. If you're in Shavasana, it might be 3 minutes or 5 minutes. And in any case, as far as our recovery journey goes, I would suggest, wrapping up your practice with just a moment of gratitude for, you choose it, you call it, what are you grateful for right now, this morning? Any little thing is fine. Just feel that gratitude. Notice how you feel in your body right now. Hopefully you feel your mind is a little clear or settled perhaps. And just try to hold on to some of that if you can. Just kind of let that permeate for a while as you go about your business, about your day, whether that's heading off to work or whatever you have to do. And yeah, so that's that. Keep watching more videos, more instructional stuff, kind of this yoga and recovery 101 sequence playlist, I guess it is, that I have here. And yeah, let me know. Any questions, please comment, please like and subscribe or whatever, like and follow. But seriously though, send me comments, send me messages, ask me questions. Um, yeah, I'd love to interact with you in whatever format you prefer, whether that's, through comments, through messages, through email, or, jump on a Zoom or something. Um, Happy to do it. All right. Hope you're well and you stay well and keep taking good care of yourself. Thanks.